Imagine for a moment, a world where the boundaries between past and present blur, where ancient dreams stir beneath the surface of our modern lives. Picture a reality where the past isn't truly gone, but lingers, waiting for a chance to return, to shape the future in ways we can barely comprehend. On a vast snowy Siberian plain, a colossal shaggy figure emerges from the mist, the woolly mammoth, a true titan of the Ice Age, once roaming in herds across the frozen earth, shaping the land with every step. For decades, scientists have gazed at the frozen remains of these lost giants, not just as relics of a vanished world, but as keys to unlocking new possibilities. In the preserved carcasses and ancient bones, they see the potential to rewrite history. The idea of the mammoth's return is more than a spectacle for the curious. It's a bold vision to restore lost ecosystems, to heal the wounds left by extinction, and perhaps even to slow the relentless thaw of Arctic permafrost that threatens our climate. These ancient grazers were architects of their world, maintaining vast grasslands, trampling down snow, and supporting a web of biodiversity that flourished in their wake. Their absence left a void that still echoes through the landscape. The dream of resurrection is twofold: to satisfy our boundless curiosity about the mysteries of life and extinction, and to heal the planet itself, using a creature from its deep past as a tool for restoration and hope. Yet this ambition walks a razor's edge between hope and hubris. The line between visionary science and reckless interference is thin and easy to cross. To resurrect a species is to meddle with the very code of life, to play with the building blocks of nature, raising profound technical and ethical questions that challenge our understanding of responsibility and consequence. What does it truly mean to bring an animal back into a world that has changed so much, a world that may no longer have a place for it? Can we recreate the environment it once knew, or will it forever be a stranger in a strange land? And what responsibilities do we bear to a creature we create in a lab, one that owes its existence to human ambition, rather than the slow hand of evolution? Despite the risks and the unknowns, the science pressed forward, driven by the promise of seeing that shaggy giant roam the earth once more, and by the hope that we might right a cosmic wrong. The allure is undeniable, a chance to witness the impossible, to walk with giants, to feel the awe our ancestors must have felt, and to imagine a world where extinction is not the end, but the path of resurrection is unpredictable, fraught with setbacks, failures, and unexpected consequences that no one can fully foresee. The world watched, breath held, waiting for a miracle, hoping that science could deliver on its boldest promise yet. Yet, in the end, no one could have predicted what would actually emerge from the shadows of the past. De-extinction, the science of reviving extinct animals, sounds like fiction, but the tools are real. It starts with DNA from frozen mammoth remains, pieced together by powerful computers. The Asian elephant, sharing 99.6% of its DNA with the mammoth, becomes the template. Instead of cloning, scientists use CRISPR to edit elephant DNA, swapping in mammoth genes for cold resistance. The goal: a hybrid embryo gestated in an artificial womb or surrogate elephant. The result would be a cold-resistant elephant with mammoth traits, a mammophant. Teams like Colossal Biosciences lead this meticulous process, making dozens of edits to a single cell. The world waited for the birth of a creature straddling past and present. The science was sound, the funding secure, the goal clear. But nature had other plans. The day the embryo matured was meant to be historic. For months, anticipation had built within the lab's glass walls, every heartbeat echoing the hope of a scientific breakthrough. The team had worked tirelessly, their eyes fixed on the promise of resurrecting a creature lost to time. Scientists, investors, and journalists gathered, expecting a mammoth-like calf. The air buzzed with excitement and nervous energy as cameras flashed and reporters whispered, ready to witness history in the making. As the chamber drained, silence fell. The creature inside was not what anyone expected. The anticipation turned to a tense hush, every eye straining to make sense of the shape emerging from the misted glass. Its hide was a patchwork: coarse fur, smooth iridescent skin, and no trunk, just a broad snout with fleshy tendrils. The colors shimmered under the lab lights, revealing patterns no one had ever seen on an elephant or mammoth. Its ears were long and tufted, twitching like a lynx's, and its feet ended in splayed claws. Each movement was both familiar and alien, as if nature had borrowed features from several species and woven them together. The creature was robust, healthy, and let out a guttural, unfamiliar sound. The noise reverberated through the chamber, sending a chill down the spines of everyone present. It was a call that belonged to no known animal. It was a chimera, neither mammoth nor elephant, but something entirely new. The scientists realized in that moment they were witnessing the birth of a species that had never before walked the earth. The mammoth genes had interacted unpredictably with the elephant genome, creating a life form unknown to science. The gene editing, so carefully planned, had produced a cascade of mutations, each more unexpected than the last. Elation turned to confusion and concern. The room, once filled with hope, now buzzed with anxious questions and worried glances. The dream of the mammoth was gone. In its place stood a living enigma. The creature's presence challenged everything the team thought they knew about genetics and de-extinction. The lab went into lockdown. Alarms blared and red lights flashed as protocols for unknown biohazards snapped into place. No one could predict what this new being might do. How could careful genetic edits yield such a bizarre result? The team pored over data, searching for answers in the endless strings of code and base pairs. The team had followed the plan, but the outcome defied every expectation. Every safeguard, every calculation had failed to predict this outcome. The project's leaders faced a new reality. They had summoned something no one could have imagined. The weight of responsibility pressed down as they debated their next move, knowing the world was watching. The world's first Cryodraco had arrived. In that moment, science had crossed a threshold, and nothing would ever be the same again. The newborn was dubbed Cryodraco, the Cold Dragon. Its arrival marked a turning point in the lab, as if a legend had stepped out of ancient ice and into the fluorescent glow of modern science. The team watched in awe, realizing they were witnessing something never before seen on Earth. It displayed uncanny intelligence, using its tendrils and claws with dexterity that surpassed even the most advanced primates. The Cryodraco's movements were deliberate and precise, as if it instinctively understood the world around it. It solved complex puzzles with ease, moving with a predatory stillness that sent chills down the spines of its observers. Unlike herbivores, it ignored all vegetation, drawn instead to raw meat, confirming its carnivorous instincts. Blood tests revealed a metabolism built for hunting and consuming flesh. A carnivore's engine, yet built on the blueprint of an elephant, now dramatically rewritten. Its iridescent scales were not true reptilian armor, but keratinized follicles, a dazzling mutation of the mammalian hair gene, shimmering with every movement. Tufted ears, sensitive and alert, detected ultrasonic frequencies far beyond the range of elephants or mammoths. This trait hinted at a new way of perceiving the world, perhaps for hunting or communication. Genetic sequencing only deepened the mystery. All the intended genes were present, but their expression was radically altered, as if the code had been reinterpreted by an unseen hand. The mammoth genes had crosstalked with elephant DNA, creating entirely new traits that no one had predicted. The boundaries between species had blurred, giving rise to something unique. The genome proved to be a dynamic symphony, not a simple instruction manual. Each gene played off the others, creating a living, evolving masterpiece. Small, seemingly insignificant changes had massive, unforeseen consequences, transforming the familiar into the extraordinary. The Cryodraco was not a mistake, but an unexpected interpretation of the genetic code, a living hypothesis challenging everything the scientists thought they knew. The scientists realized, perhaps for the first time, that they had underestimated the true complexity and unpredictability of life itself. Their creation was a living testament to genetic unpredictability, a reminder that in the world of life, even the best laid plans can give rise to wonders beyond imagination. How did a few genetic edits create such a radical creature? Genetics isn't a recipe, it's a web of interactions. The mammoth genes didn't just add traits, they changed how elephant genes functioned. This is epistasis. One gene's effect is modified by others. The hair gene, for example, interacted with skin growth genes, producing fur and scales. Think of it like installing old software on a new operating system. Unexpected conflicts arise. The genome is full of dormant code and complex networks we barely understand. Inserting ancient genes woke up sleeping pathways, creating feedback loops no one predicted. The gene for mammoth fat may have triggered a carnivorous metabolism. The result wasn't a hybrid, but a cascade of genetic surprises. The Cryodraco was a product of the genome's hidden depths. Theories emerged about the Cryodraco's origin. One idea: ancestral genetic potential. Organisms carry silenced genes from deep evolutionary past. Mammoth DNA may have unlocked ancient pathways in elephant cells, expressing traits from distant ancestors. The trunk, a recent adaptation, may have been lost by flipping a fragile genetic switch. The carnivorous appetite could echo ancient dietary flexibility. Regulatory networks, not just genes, control expression. Mammoth genes may have thrown this system into chaos. The genome isn't Lego bricks, it's a fragile ecosystem. The experiment failed not in technique, but in understanding life's interconnected rules. The Cryodraco was a lesson in biological complexity. The Cryodraco's existence plunged the team into ethical crisis. What rights does a unique sentient lab creation possess? Is it cruel to confine it, or unconscionable to end its life? The debate raged: study it as an anomaly, or care for it as a new life. The creature became a symbol of science outpacing ethics. Should the world know? Revealing it could end careers and spark panic. Hiding it would bury a monumental discovery. The team was trapped, every choice fraught with moral peril. The Cryodraco forced science to confront its own limits. What if the Cryodraco escaped? Unlike the planned mammoth, it's a powerful, intelligent predator, an alien apex in any ecosystem. Ecologists warned it could devastate Arctic wildlife or become the ultimate invasive species. Some proposed it could fill vacant predator niches, but this idea echoed the hubris that created it. The debate revealed a central tension. Should we use our power to fix nature, or step back? The Cryodraco is proof that genetic interventions can have wild, unpredictable results. Is it our duty to use these tools, or a warning to stop? The creature embodies our uneasy relationship with nature. Today, the Cryodraco lives in secret, growing stronger and more intelligent. The scientists are its reluctant custodians, studying its biology and grappling with its implications. They set out to resurrect the past, but created an unimagined future. The genome is not a simple blueprint, but an ancient text we barely understand. The question is no longer can we, but should we? The Cryodraco is a mirror of ambition, ignorance, and responsibility. Its fate and ours hangs in the balance.